Hollywood is filled with beautiful stars, but only a few possess the rare combination of beauty, talent, charisma, and transformation. Today, we're looking at some of the most fascinating actresses whose unique qualities have made them unforgettable icons on screen and beyond. Elizabeth Olsen. Do you know why she is often called one of Hollywood's greatest examples of contrast and duality? The first reason is her appearance. Elizabeth Olsen has a tall, slender 1.70-meter frame, with broad shoulders, a slim waist, and long legs that create the image of a powerful, confident woman. Yet, her facial features tell a completely different story. Her soft eyes, delicate features, and innocent expression give her a naturally sweet and approachable charm. This unique combination of strength and gentleness creates a striking contrast that is hard to ignore. The second reason is her acting ability. From youthful romantic roles to Marvel's Scarlet Witch, from the lovable and vulnerable Wanda in WandaVision to the deceptively dangerous character she portrayed in Love and Death, Olsen's range as an actress is truly astonishing. Her ability to shift between innocence and intensity leaves audiences amazed. In Martha Marcy May Marlene, where she played a young woman trapped in a cult, her gaze could transform from pure and vulnerable to mysterious and captivating in an instant. As Scarlet Witch, she could be tender and lovable one moment, then unleash overwhelming power and fury the next. Before Wanda's descent into darkness, she was charming, playful, and relatable. After her transformation, she became commanding, intimidating, and unforgettable. The third reason is her unwavering dedication to her craft. Although she could easily rely on her beauty, Olsen consistently chooses to fully immerse herself in her roles in pursuit of authenticity. In Martha Marcy May Marlene, she appeared with minimal makeup, blending innocence and darkness into a performance that pierced straight through the audience's emotions. In Secret, she deliberately altered her posture and body language, hunching her shoulders to portray the oppression and vulnerability of a 19th century woman. In Old Boy, she used her sweet and innocent appearance to bring to life a controversial relationship that challenged viewers' moral perceptions. Perhaps this willingness to disappear into a role, despite her beauty and fame, is the deepest source of her remarkable contrast. After all, the most captivating actors are not those who rely solely on their looks. They are the ones who dare to use an innocent face to shatter an audience's expectations, then rebuild an entirely new world through the power of their performance. Scarlett Johansson. Do you know why this woman, standing at just 1.60 meters tall, is often regarded as one of Hollywood's ultimate symbols of sensuality? The first reason is her remarkable ability to master any style of clothing. When she wears a swimsuit, she radiates the charm of a confident and captivating femme fatale. Put her in a white shirt, and she instantly transforms into a sophisticated and elegant professional. When dressed in jeans, she can embody the warmth and maturity of an everyday woman. Yet the look that left the deepest impression is undoubtedly her iconic black tactical suit in The Avengers. That outfit became so closely associated with her image that it helped cement her status as one of Hollywood's most recognizable sex symbols. Johansson has a unique talent for turning her physique into a storytelling tool, using fashion as a natural extension of the characters she portrays. The second reason is her naturally cool and enigmatic presence. Have you ever noticed that in many of her films, Scarlett rarely relies on exaggerated expressions? Her eyes often resemble the frozen waters of Lake Baikal, calm, distant, and impossible to read. When the corners of her lips rest in a neutral expression, she carries an aura that seems to keep strangers at arm's length. Yet it is precisely this emotional distance that fascinates audiences. The less they see her smile, the more they imagine how beautiful that smile must be when the ice finally melts. The third, and perhaps most important reason, is her courage to constantly reinvent herself. In Marriage Story, she appeared with minimal makeup and delivered a deeply emotional portrayal of a woman struggling through the collapse of her marriage. In Jojo Rabbit, she used warmth, humor, and tenderness to celebrate the strength and beauty of maternal love. Then, in Avengers Endgame, she allowed Black Widow's story to conclude through a heroic sacrifice, saying goodbye to the Marvel Universe and, in many ways, breaking free from the sex symbol label that had followed her for years. Through the diversity of her roles, she proved that sensuality is merely one of her many qualities, and perhaps not even the most important one. What truly drives her is the desire to explore aspects of humanity that go far beyond physical beauty. She continually challenges herself, pushing past comfort zones to reveal new dimensions of her craft. In that sense, genuine sexiness has never been about any particular physical feature. It is about a vitality that time cannot diminish, a lifelong performance built on courage, intelligence, growth, and the determination to keep surpassing oneself. Can you believe it? The long-legged blonde girl you see today is none other than Chloe Grace Moretz, once known as one of Hollywood's biggest child stars. Her journey as a child actress began with her breakout role as Hit Girl in Kick-Ass. At just 12 years old, she became an overnight sensation, combining the innocence of a young girl with the brutal action of a knife-wielding vigilante. Dressed in a tight superhero costume and armed with deadly skills, she created a striking contrast that captivated audiences worldwide. However, that success also trapped her within the image of the young action heroine. To break free from that label, Moretz made 3 major transformations. The first was a transformation of her appearance. In Dark Places, she deliberately embraced a less glamorous look, appearing with heavier makeup, a pale complexion, and a rougher, more troubled image. This portrayal was a complete departure from the energetic and fearless hit girl audiences had come to know. Through visual storytelling alone, she conveyed the complexity, darkness, and tragedy of her character. The second transformation was in her acting. In If I Stay, she portrayed Mia Hull, a gifted young classical musician who, after a devastating car accident, experiences life and death from a spiritual perspective. Appearing with minimal makeup, Moretz relied on subtle performances, trembling breaths, curled body language, and restrained tears to communicate profound grief and vulnerability. Her portrayal pushed the feeling of emotional brokenness to its limits. The third transformation was a change in artistic depth and emotional expression. In The Miseducation of Cameron Post, she played Cameron, a young woman struggling with her identity while enduring isolation, pressure, and emotional conflict. Through a layered and nuanced performance, Moretz portrayed a character searching for self-acceptance and personal freedom. Her distant gaze and quiet intensity brought both tenderness and heartbreak to the story, making the character's journey deeply moving. Through these 3 transformations, Chloe Grace Moretz achieved a complete reinvention of herself. She evolved from the 12-year-old hit girl who burst onto the Hollywood scene with fearless action and youthful energy into an actress known for embracing diverse, challenging, and emotionally complex roles. Her evolution represents more than just a change in screen image. It is a statement against Hollywood's tendency to confine actors to a single identity. By continuously reinventing herself, Moretz has demonstrated that true growth comes not from preserving a successful image, but from having the courage to move beyond it. Elle Fanning. Do you know why this former Hollywood child star has become a modern symbol of dark and unconventional aesthetics? The first reason is her appearance. Elle Fanning was blessed with porcelain-like skin, striking blue eyes, and a sweet, radiant smile. Together, these features perfectly matched the traditional image of a Disney-style princess. Pure, innocent, and almost ethereal. Yet it was precisely this extreme innocence that became the foundation of her transformation. In Hollywood, the purer an image appears, the more powerful the contrast becomes when that image is challenged. Filmmakers often use this visual contrast to create a stronger emotional impact, turning innocence into something mysterious, unsettling, or even dangerous. The second reason is her acting ability. Having entered the industry as a child actress, Fanning demonstrated remarkable talent from a very young age. By the time she was a teenager, she was already taking on emotionally demanding roles that went far beyond the typical good girl archetype. In Super 8, her smoky eye makeup and emotionally charged performance brought depth and vulnerability to a coming-of-age story set against a science fiction disaster backdrop. Through moments of tenderness, heartbreak, and fear, she showed a level of complexity that surprised both audiences and critics. Many commentators even noted that her performances displayed a maturity well beyond her years. This ability to portray layered emotions laid the groundwork for her later evolution as an actress. The third reason is her ambition. Elle Fanning has openly spoken about her desire to avoid being trapped by a single image and has consistently sought roles that challenge expectations. Rather than endlessly repeating fairy tale characters similar to those audiences already associated with her, she pursued projects that allowed her to explore more complicated personalities and themes. Her involvement in The Great, where she portrayed Catherine the Great, while also taking on greater creative responsibilities behind the scenes, demonstrated her determination to expand her influence beyond acting alone. Through politically ambitious, intelligent, and often morally complex characters, she revealed a side of herself that was far removed from the innocent child star image. As a result, Elle Fanning's transformation can be seen as both a personal victory and a reflection of how Hollywood operates. Her evolution was driven by her own desire to grow, but it also aligned with an industry that constantly seeks reinvention and fresh narratives. Much like the themes explored in The Neon Demon, the worlds of innocence and darkness are not opposites in Hollywood. They are two sides of the same coin. Together, they form part of the unwritten rules that shape stardom, longevity, and survival within the entertainment industry. This is Ana de Armas. Do you know why she is often described as the dream woman that countless men around the world admire? The first reason is her striking appearance. Ana de Armas possesses a rare, luminous complexion that stands out even in Hollywood. Combined with her Cuban heritage and distinctive Latin charm, her look creates a captivating contrast between elegance and exotic beauty. Whether through carefully crafted makeup, cinematic lighting, or character styling, her natural features are often enhanced in ways that make her screen presence even more unforgettable. The second reason is her compelling acting ability. Ana de Armas has a remarkable talent for understanding what makes a character captivating to audiences. In Knock Knock, she appeared as a seemingly innocent and playful young woman whose charm concealed a far more complicated personality. In Deep Water, she portrayed a sophisticated and alluring wife, whose presence carried both attraction and mystery. In Blade Runner 2049, she played Joy, an artificial companion whose warmth and devotion left a lasting impression on viewers. Across these very different roles, Ana uses subtle facial expressions, body language, and emotional nuance to draw audiences into her characters. Her performances often reflect people's hopes, desires, and ideas about connection, making her characters feel memorable and emotionally resonant. The third reason is her determination to continually push herself forward. Ana's journey from Havana to Hollywood is a story of persistence and ambition. She began her career far from the center of the global film industry, taking on small roles and steadily building her reputation through hard work and perseverance. Over time, she transformed herself from a rising actress into a leading star capable of carrying major productions. This determination to pursue her goals despite obstacles is part of what makes her inspiring to many people. Ultimately, Ana de Armas's appeal is multidimensional. While her beauty is often the first thing people notice, it is far from the only reason for her success. Her charisma comes from the combination of natural talent, dedication, resilience, and a willingness to keep challenging herself. By blending her background, abilities, and relentless work ethic, she has created a career that resonates with audiences around the world. And that may be the most attractive quality of all. Can you believe it? The woman you see before you, dressed with effortless elegance and confidence, is none other than Nicole Kidman, once considered the dream woman of countless men around the world, especially among generations who grew up watching her on screen. What makes Nicole Kidman so unforgettable? The first reason is her remarkably fair complexion. Her signature porcelain-like skin has long set her apart in Hollywood. Its luminous quality creates a striking visual contrast on screen, giving her an almost ethereal presence. Combined with her graceful features, this distinctive look often makes her appear as if she has stepped straight out of a fairy tale, carrying an elegance that immediately captures attention. The second reason is her extraordinary physique. Standing at approximately 1.80 meters tall, Kidman possesses a statuesque frame and exceptionally balanced proportions. Her height, combined with her refined posture and graceful movements, creates a timeless beauty often associated with classical art. When dressed in flowing gowns, she projects the poise and grandeur of a figure from a Greek sculpture, blending strength with sophistication. The third reason is the remarkable longevity of her appeal. Throughout the decades, Nicole Kidman has continued to evolve while maintaining her screen presence. In Batman Forever, she captivated audiences as the intelligent and glamorous Dr. Chase Meridian. In The Golden Compass, she embodied the elegance and authority of Mrs. Coulter. Later, in Aquaman, she brought regal dignity and emotional depth to the role of Queen Atlanta. Across different stages of her career, she has demonstrated that beauty is not limited to youth. It can mature, deepen, and take on new dimensions with age. This is why Nicole Kidman's enduring popularity is no accident. Her appeal comes not from a single quality, but from the combination of striking looks, exceptional presence, confidence, and talent. More importantly, she has shown audiences that elegance and charisma can exist at every stage of life. In the end, what makes Nicole Kidman truly memorable is not simply her appearance, but the way she has carried herself throughout a career spanning decades, continually redefining what it means to be a leading woman in Hollywood. Can you believe it? The tall woman standing before you, famous for her long legs and commanding presence, is none other than Milla Jovovich, the iconic star of the Resident Evil franchise. Do you know why she is often regarded as one of Hollywood's most memorable action heroines? The first reason is her physique. Standing around 1.75 meters tall, Milla Jovovich began her career as a model and possesses the kind of proportions that naturally command attention on screen. Her athletic build, combined with her graceful movements, allows her to perform action sequences with both power and elegance, making her stand out among many action stars. The second reason is her distinctive appearance. Early in her career, Milla became known for a unique look that blended traditionally masculine and feminine qualities. Her sharp facial features, striking eyes, and strong bone structure gave her an androgynous appeal that felt both powerful and mysterious. This distinctive appearance made her particularly convincing in roles that required strength, resilience, and independence, helping audiences easily accept her as a formidable action heroine. The third reason is her dedication to her craft. Throughout her action film career, Jovovich invested significant time in physical training, including martial arts and combat choreography. She worked hard to make her action scenes feel authentic and believable, often performing demanding sequences herself whenever possible. This commitment brought a level of realism and intensity to her performances that audiences could feel on screen. The fourth reason is her determination. Milla's childhood was marked by challenges and instability, including periods of financial hardship and frequent moves after her family emigrated from Eastern Europe. Rather than allowing those difficulties to define her, she used them as motivation. Through persistence and hard work, she built a successful career, first in modeling and later in film, eventually becoming one of the most recognizable female action stars in Hollywood. For these reasons, Milla Jovovich's success was never simply a matter of luck. Her combination of striking looks, physical commitment, professional discipline, and personal resilience helped her create a lasting legacy. More importantly, her performances challenged the traditional stereotype that women in cinema must be fragile or passive. Through characters like Alice in Resident Evil, she demonstrated that female heroes can be just as strong, fearless, and compelling as any of their male counterparts. Can you believe it? The long-legged beauty you see before you is none other than Liv Tyler, the actress who captivated audiences worldwide as the elven princess Arwen in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. What makes Liv Tyler so distinctive among Hollywood stars? The first reason is her striking physique. Standing at approximately 1.83 meters tall, Liv Tyler possesses a rare combination of youthful elegance and mature femininity. Her height and graceful frame gave her a unique presence that set her apart from many actresses of her generation. While her stature was sometimes considered unconventional by traditional Hollywood standards, it ultimately became one of her defining strengths. Directors recognized that she possessed a unique blend of delicacy and strength, creating a screen presence that was impossible to ignore. The second reason is her beauty. Liv Tyler is known for her sculpted facial features, deep, expressive eyes, fair complexion, and naturally full lips. Together, these qualities created an almost otherworldly appearance that many critics and audiences found unforgettable. During the 1990 seconds, her beauty earned widespread recognition, and she was frequently included in lists celebrating Hollywood's most admired actresses. Her appearance carried a timeless quality that felt both classical and modern at the same time. The third reason is her acting presence. Although Liv Tyler appeared in many films throughout her career, it was her portrayal of Arwen in The Lord of the Rings that left perhaps the strongest impression on global audiences. Even with relatively limited screen time compared to some of the trilogy's central characters, she brought a sense of grace, dignity, and emotional depth to the role. Through subtle expressions, calm confidence, and elegant body language, she conveyed a character who felt truly ethereal, leading many viewers to describe her as an elf brought to life. What makes Liv Tyler's story especially interesting is that she succeeded without fully conforming to Hollywood's prevailing beauty standards. In an industry often focused on specific ideals, she embraced her height, distinctive features, and unique presence. Rather than allowing herself to be defined by conventional expectations, she turned those differences into strengths. As a result, Liv Tyler became a symbol of a different kind of beauty, one rooted not only in appearance, but also in individuality, confidence, and authenticity. Her career serves as a reminder that standing out from the crowd can sometimes be far more powerful than fitting in, and that uniqueness itself can become legendary. This is Lily Collins. Do you know why she is often described as the actress who comes closest to bringing Snow White to life in the real world? The first reason is her remarkably distinctive beauty. When Lily Collins first entered the spotlight, many people compared her to a young Audrey Hepburn. Her signature bold eyebrows and clear doe-like eyes make her instantly recognizable. Every glance and every smile seems to carry a story of its own. Combined with her fair skin and dark hair, her appearance closely resembles the classic image of Snow White that generations of audiences have come to know through fairy tales and animation. The second reason is her graceful physique. Standing at around 1.65 meters tall, Collins has a slender and elegant frame that helped her establish herself as both an actress and a model. Her proportions allow her to adapt effortlessly to a wide variety of styles and looks. Whether dressed in casual, youthful clothing that highlights her lively and energetic side, or wearing more refined and classic outfits that emphasize her elegance, she brings a natural charm to every appearance. Much like the fairy tale princess she is often compared to, she seems able to make any style uniquely her own. The third reason is her warm and uplifting smile. Whether in films such as Love, Rosie, where her character's smile carried years of friendship, affection, and hope, or in candid public appearances, her smile often leaves a lasting impression. It evokes feelings associated with first love, optimism, and the kind of happiness often found in fairy tales. This quality mirrors the kindness, warmth, and positive spirit traditionally associated with Snow White. For these reasons, Lily Collins is frequently described as one of the closest real-life equivalents to the beloved fairy tale princess. But the comparison goes beyond physical resemblance. What truly sets her apart is her ability to combine classical elegance with modern charisma. In doing so, she captures not only the appearance of a timeless character, but also the spirit that has allowed Snow White to remain beloved across generations. That blend of beauty, grace, and genuine warmth is what gives Lily Collins a fairy tale quality that feels both familiar and uniquely her own. This is Margaret Qualley. Do you know why she is often regarded as one of Hollywood's most exciting stars of the new generation? The first reason is her highly distinctive appearance. Margaret Qualley possesses a face that seems to blend classical elegance with a touch of untamed individuality. This unique combination gives her a presence that feels both refined and unconventional. In projects such as Death Stranding, where she portrayed multiple versions of the character Mama and Lochna, this quality helped create an image that was both intelligent and mysterious, leaving a lasting impression on audiences. The second reason is her physique and movement. Standing around 1.73 meters tall, Qualley spent much of her childhood and adolescence studying ballet at a professional level. Although she eventually pursued acting instead of a ballet career, that training remained evident in her performances. Her posture, body control, and graceful movements allow her to express emotion not only through dialogue, but also through physical presence. In Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, for example, her relaxed and rebellious character was enhanced by the way she carried herself, using movement and body language to communicate confidence, freedom, and unpredictability. Directors often use physical expression as a storytelling tool, and Qualley has proven exceptionally skilled at integrating her movement background into her acting. The third reason is her versatility as an actress. Margaret Qualley has built a career that spans a wide range of genres, including romance, drama, psychological stories, dark comedy, and suspense. She consistently chooses challenging roles that require emotional depth and complexity. In Novitiate, she portrayed a young woman struggling between religious devotion and personal desire, delivering a nuanced performance that captured both inner conflict and personal awakening. Through subtle emotional progression, she brought authenticity to a character caught between faith, identity, and self-discovery. What sets Margaret Qualley apart is not simply her beauty or her artistic background, but the way she combines them. Her ballet training gives her an expressive physicality, her distinctive appearance makes her instantly recognizable, and her willingness to take on complex roles demonstrates her commitment to growth as an artist. As a result, Margaret Qualley has become one of the most talked about actresses of her generation, not because she follows Hollywood trends, but because she brings something uniquely her own to every performance. Her combination of elegance, individuality, and versatility continues to establish her as one of the industry's most promising talents.